Hey there, and welcome back to the Happy Hooker's Closet. My name is Nina. Today, I am going to show you guys what is in my Crochet Beginners Kit, and we're also going to get started on this pattern. If you have purchased this kit, everything you will need is inside of this kit right here, inside of this box. So it's going to come with one pattern, one 5mm crochet hook, one tapestry needle, 5 stitch markers, one skein of red acrylic yarn, one skein of green acrylic yarn, and one leather label. Opened up the kit to show you guys what exactly we have here. Obviously we're using I Love This yarn. If you follow me, I live by this yarn. It's my favorite. Clearly the name speaks for itself. This skein of green yarn here is called Jelly Bean. This skein of red yarn is called Fire Red. You can purchase these brands of yarn from Hobby Lobby, and make sure you go when they're 30% off. They're 30% off of their yarn every other week. We also have one 5mm hook, one leather label. This one says Stitched with Love. I have a tapestry needle down here, and I have 5 little stitch markers. You're also going to need a pair of scissors. I am not including scissors into the kit because I'm sure everybody has a pair of scissors at home already. So let's open up this little kit here, this little bag. Let's take out our hook. This is our 5mm hook. This is also from Hobby Lobby, but you can get hooks from Michael's. You can go online. I personally use the Crochet Amore 5mm hooks. This is the leather label. This one says Stitched with Love. So at the end of our scarf, we'll just fold this in half and we'll sew it together onto the scarf. If you want, you don't have to do this, but I thought it was a cute little extra touch to add to the kit. And then we have our tapestry needle here to weave in our ends. And then we have our 5 little stitch markers. Now, you're not gonna need a stitch marker for this pattern, but I do give the stitch markers out whenever I do make these kits because for other projects that you're gonna do, you will need the stitch markers for sure. But I just wanna give those out as extra little things if you do continue to crochet after purchasing the kit and moving on to like a different project. So we're going to start off with our green yarn, the Jelly Bean. And these have a center pull, but you have to figure out which side the pull is on. So this is a center pull. This is what I love about this yarn as well. There's one pull here, but this isn't the one you want to use. It's this one right here. This is a center pull. It just makes things so much easier when you crochet. Your skein of yarn isn't bouncing around everywhere. If it's in a ball, like that'll move around everywhere too. It's just a pull from the center. So we're gonna start with a slip knot here. And we're gonna grab our hook, insert our hook into the slip knot. Again, this is a 5mm hook, like so, and we're gonna chain 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, keep going. We're gonna do 25. All right, so this is how wide our scarf will be. If you have a measuring tape, pull that out, and it's going to be about 7 inches. It's going to be about 6.5 inches long. Okay, which isn't too bad. That's a good size scarf. Okay, so we have a 6.5 inch chain. So now we're going to do a half double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to insert our hook into the second chain from the hook, which is here. This is the first chain, this is the second chain. Okay, we're going to insert our hook into the second chain from the hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through, and you should have 3 little loops on your hook, like so. You're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through all 3 loops like that. Okay, then we're going to do the same process all the way across. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the next chain, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over. This stays under your hook. This one right here that you yarn over, you're going to pull through all 3 of those chains, those loops, and then you're going to keep going. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch or into the next chain, pull through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and then you keep going. This whole pattern is going to use a half double crochet stitch, and we're going to keep going all the way across. So I'll meet you back when we get to the end of our chain. Alrighty, we're on the last chain from our going across. So we're going to yarn over, we're going to half double crochet in that last chain, like so. All right, so we're at the end of our row, and now to go on to our next row, we're going to chain 1. So you're going to yarn over, you're going to pull through that 1 loop on your hook. So that's a chain 1. You're going to turn your work, and we're going to start the second row. Okay, here is where things get tricky. I used to have an issue with this. When I first started crocheting, I didn't know where to start my first stitch. So our first stitch is going to be a half double crochet, and it's going to go, see, right in that first V right here. So this V right here. I used to think that it was going to go in this first V where my hook is already connected, this yarn part. It does not go in this space here. It goes here in this V stitch right here, right there. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to insert our hook into that first V. We're going to pull our yarn through, and we're going to yarn over. Remember, we have 3 loops here. Now we have our 4th, and we're going to pull through all 3 of those loops to continue our half double crochet stitch. And then you continue your half double crochet across your whole scarf. So yarn over, you go into your next stitch here. There's your 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through all 3. And you just do the same process. And then once you get to the end of your row, you are going to chain 1, turn your work, and start your 3rd row the same way you did your 2nd row. And I will meet you back here so I could show you how to start that 3rd row again. It's the same way, but just to go over it with you guys one more time. All right, so we're on our last stitch of our row, our 2nd row. This is our last stitch. We're going to yarn over and do one last half double crochet. And that is the end of our 2nd row. And you can tell that this is the 2nd row because I'm trying to get it to go close. You could tell this is the 2nd row because this is 1 row. This is your break between rows. This is your 2nd row, if you can see that. Row 1, row 2. And now we're going to continue to row 3. From here, we are going to chain 1, chain 1, turn our work, and we're going to go into this first little space right here, yarn over, insert our hook, and do that half double crochet. And then for our 3rd row, we just do half double crochets all the way across our work. You're gonna do this for about, this is our 3rd. We're gonna do this to make 10 rows of green half double crochets. So we're on our 3rd row. So this is our 3rd. We're going to do 7 more rows after this to complete 10 rows of half double crochets. And then I'll show you how to switch from green to red. And then we'll do 10 rows of the red half double crochet. So I will meet you back here after I complete 10 rows of half double crochet. All right, so we just finished our 10 rows of half double crochet stitches for the first part of our scarf. Now going to grab our scissors and we are going to cut. You don't have to leave like a super long tail, but long enough for you to weave in your end. Okay, we're gonna leave our hook inserted into the loop. We're gonna grab now our red yarn. This is the Fire Red from I Love This Yarn. We're gonna pull the middle pull like so. All right. We're going to grab our red yarn and we're going to put it onto our hook. Make sure you leave enough of the loose yarn here to weave in, but we're going to add that to our hook. We're going to pull our hook through that green loop like so. Pull this green loose end tight, and then we're going to tie the 2 loose ends together, the red and the green. So you see how these 2 are loose ends here? We're gonna tie them together. I personally do this just for security, to make sure that they're secure and they aren't going to come apart. Other people do it different ways. Everybody has their different styles. We're gonna leave these here. Eventually, we are going to weave in these ends, okay? We're now going to take our red yarn from our skein and we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and we continue on with the same pattern. The half double crochet into that first stitch, and we keep going for 10 rows. 10 rows of the red, and then we do 10 rows of the green, and then 10 rows of the red, and then 10 rows of the green, until you have your scarf to its desired length. You can do whatever you want. If you want to continue on with your green yarn and just do like a half green and a half red scarf, you can do that. If you want to do like more rows of the green, maybe you want to do 20 rows of the green and then 20 rows of the red, you can do that too. The beauty of crochet is that you can make these things. So with that being said, let's continue on with the process. Again, we're doing half double crochets. It's the same thing you were doing with your green. I will come back to you once we finish the 10 rows of red half double crochet stitches, and then we'll move back onto the green, and I'll show you guys one more time how to switch colors from the red into the green, and then I will show you the finished product. All right, our 10th row of the red has just been completed. So again, we're going to cut our yarn, leave enough to weave in your end. We're gonna take away our red yarn. We're gonna bring back that jelly bean green. All right, now we're gonna change colors the same way we did right here when we changed from green to red. Now we're just changing from red to green. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you one more time. We have this, put it into our hook. Make sure you leave enough of that loose end to weave in later. You're going to put the green is going to stay under the hook, and you're going to insert it through that red loop, like so. Pull that red loose strand a little tight, and we are going to tie the two loose ends together. Again, I do this for security purposes. I want my loose ends to be as secure as possible so that if I do wash this, I know that it will not come, my work will not come apart. So I double knot it, and then we chain one with the green, and we turn our work, and then we start the same process all over again, half double crochet all the way across. This is a super easy pattern, and you guys can use whatever colors you want. I just thought that this red and green was just super fun to work with. You know, Christmas is coming along the way. I just felt like it'd be a cute little scarf to make for you to wear for Christmas, or to give this as a gift. Maybe make one for your kid, or your husband, or spouse, whatever, for yourself. It just looked so cute. The colors look cute. So we're going to continue on. We're going to do green, red, 10 rows each. Continue the same process. I'll meet you back at the end. All right, so I just finished my very last row. I cut my yarn. I'm now going to close it. So I'm just going to make a knot, pull it tight, and then we are going to weave these ends in at the very end. Right now though, we're gonna add a fringe. Oh, first, how many of these squares did we do? Let's count. We did 1, 2, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of these squares. This one started with the green and I ended with the red. I just feel like it gives it a little like funkiness. And for those of you who need like an even ending where it's like green and green or red and red, you're more than welcome. You can make this thing as long as you want it. I made this, so it's 16 of those squares, and it's measuring at about 5 feet. So if you want to make it longer so that you can like wrap it around more, hey, that's a-okay too. We're gonna add a fringe to the ends right here though, and give it a little flavor. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut our yarn, and we're going to cut about, here it is. So we're going to cut about, I already have some pre-cut. This is about 10, 9. We're going to cut the fringe about 15 inches in length. So there we go, 15 inches. Cut about 20 of each color, 20 of the red, 20 of the green. You should just have a bunch of fringe. And then to add the fringe, we're going to do 2 strands of green. And if they're not even right now, it's fine. We're going to cut them after we like put all the fringe onto the work. So, and 2 strands of red, okay? So, let's put this together. Let's put the fringe together. You're gonna grab your hook. Here is the one end, and you just grab that little end right there. Okay, you have your hook. You're gonna fold this in half. Like, you're gonna fold these strands in half, like so that you can put these on the hook and pull them through this little piece right there. Then you're gonna put your finger in between, like so, and you're just going to pull those through, make a knot. And you're gonna do this all the way across. So let's grab 2 more strands of each color. And like I said, you can do this any way that you want to. If you want to do all green and all red on the ends as like the fringe, that's fine. If you don't want to add fringe and you just want it just the way it is, hey man, that's cool too. So I folded it in half, and we're just gonna go like a couple stitches over right here, couple stitches over, and then you just do the same thing. Pull it through, grab in between, inside of the circle I mean, and then pull it through. Make sure it's pretty tight. You don't want these to like come apart, but that's what it'll start looking like. And then once we finish with the end, we'll clip these here so that they're all even. Okay, so I lied. You're not going to cut only 20 pieces per color. You're going to cut more like 40 pieces of these strands per color, because you got to do the other side too. So I finished this this fringe on this side. Now I'm going to cut, and my shortest fringe is right here, this green. As you can see, this little fella right here. This is my shortest piece of fringe. So I'm gonna go off of that. And I am just going to snip, snip. Now listen, it doesn't have to be completely perfect, especially if you're a beginner. We don't expect that from you, you know? But if it's just a little bit even, then we're good, you know? So we're just gonna snip, snip, snip away. It's hard because I'm trying not to cut my blanket. And snip, snippity, snip. And then we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. You're gonna make the fringe. You're gonna cut it, make sure that it's even on both sides. And then we're gonna weave in our ends and then we'll be done. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. Right. Last but not least, I'm gonna show you how to weave in your ends. Now you're gonna get into your little stash and you're gonna grab your tapestry needle. You need your tapestry needle and we're gonna get to weaving in the ends. I need to find mine because where'd it go? All right, we're just gonna use this one. Okay, so you grab your tapestry needle. That's this guy right here. All right, you are going to, I'm gonna get a little closer for you. You're going to put your yarn in on your needle like so. Okay. You're gonna weave the red yarn into the red, the green yarn into the green, and here's how we do it. I'm gonna do this one time. It's not anything crazy. You just weave in wherever you can fit in, and you wanna go back and forth at least 3 times. So we're just gonna weave in around here. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect at all. Now we're gonna go back this way. So we're just gonna weave. We're just gonna weave around here. And I do this just, here's the 3rd time around, like so, because you don't want it to come out like if you're gonna wash it and stuff. You can even weave in between like the actual yarn, like these little pieces right here kind of help too. That's why I said it doesn't have to be perfect or anything. You can go back and forth as many times as you need. I don't know how many times I did at this point, but I'll stop right here. Pull your needle out, grab your scissors like that. Make sure you don't cut your work. And you just snip. And you see where that is? I don't. And then you just do it for all the little ends that you have here, wherever they may be. Just weave in all your ends. And let me tell you something about weaving in these ends. You know, when Steve Carell said, "This is the worst," this is that moment. Crochet artists hate weaving in their ends. Sometimes we wait till the very last minute. Sometimes we do really good and we weave in as we do our work. Most of the times we don't. But with that being said, weaving in our ends is the worst, but we got to do it. So that's how you do it. Once you weave in all these ends, you are finito. This fun Christmas scarf is completed. Look at this fringe. It's about 5 feet long in length. Look at the stitching is beautiful. I'm gonna put it on for y'all.
Okay, I finished the scarf last night. It was too late for me to do this. So here's the scarf. Ta-da! Oh my god, I freaking love this thing. Look how cute that is. I'm not in the right ensemble. I'm going to a brunch, but I'm keeping this for sure. I'm wearing it forever. And like, you could even do like that. There we go. There we go. Carver, don't walk too far. I got my kid outside. But I think it's cute though. It's choking me. I think it's cute. I think it came out really good. So, if you guys did make one of these, please send me videos or pictures or whatever. I want to see the finished product. With that being said, it is all love here at the Happy Hookers Closet, and I hope to talk to you guys soon.